How to get around cottage food laws. Welcome to Cottage Food Laws YouTube channel. This is the premier food entrepreneur channel for those who are looking to create a home-based food business. We are going to have tons of great content on our channel, so definitely hit the subscribe button. We're going to have every single state and all kinds of fantastic links and guides to help you get to your food business. Now, this is a great question, and it's not something that I'm going to get into that's going to be illegal. I'm actually going to give you some options as to how to get around cottage food laws, even though every single state does have them. Many of them are restrictive in many ways, but there are some ways that you can actually create and develop a food business from home, even though some of those products that you can make are restrictive, the amount of money that you can make are restrictive, and so on. So let's dive right into it. Let's not waste any time. First off, the first question is, how exactly can you get around cottage food laws? Now, do not take this as advice that I would say you need to go against any type of state's cottage food laws that are set in place. But number one, you can start off in a basement or a garage. Now, Damien, isn't that kind of similar to having a cottage food business at home? Well, technically no, because there are many states that will allow you to actually utilize those spaces if you turn them into commercial kitchens, which doesn't have to be a fortune. You don't have to spend $1 million to do this. But in some states, I know, for instance, example, in Georgia, if you have a basement, you can create a separate kitchen in that basement, and you can actually get a business license, incorporate yourself, get inspected by the Department of Agriculture, and you can sell products through a commercially licensed styled business. This has nothing to do with your kitchen in your home, but it is one way that you can actually get around cottage food laws, is by having a basement that is open and available and utilizing the plumbing to make sure you've got a 3-compartment sink, mop sink, hand sink, and then you need to use commercial grade equipment such as tables and mixers and cooling trays, etc., etc. But the idea of getting around cottage food laws in one state, for instance, like Georgia, as an example, you can utilize an actual basement as long as it is considered a separate kitchen, one that is not being used for your daily food production or food making up in your kitchen in your home, where there's kids, there's animals and such. It has to be a separate room or a separate dedicated space in the home. That's one. Number two, a garage. Now, obviously, a basement and garage are two totally different things. In some states, you can actually take a garage, turn it into a commercial kitchen, as long as it's a separate kitchen. Again, back to the separate kitchen idea. And you can get it licensed to allow you to sell online. When you get a commercially licensed commercial kitchen up and running, that gives you the opportunity to sell online and ship online, because your business is not taking place inside of the actual home kitchen. It is taking place in a separate licensed area of the home, okay? Option number three, how to get around cottage food laws. Okay, so if you've got the space on your property, some states will allow you to actually build out a separate kitchen. So it's not, you could even rejuvenating an old barn, as long as it's up to code and you follow the county and the city as far as the upkeep of it, and you are going to remodeling it, you got to make sure you follow those rules and regulations on a local level. But you can turn a old space like that, a barn, or even just build a space from scratch, as long as you follow the Department of Agriculture's guidelines, having the right amount of sinks, the hand sinks, the mop sinks, etc., getting it inspected and getting it signed off, which may include also a local fire department may come in and inspect it just to make sure you've got adequate exits and it is fire safe. A business license for the city and county that you're working in, and then of course all of the USDA, the Department of Agriculture's requirements for the build out, making sure that you follow the guidelines. That is a third way that you can actually get around cottage food laws, okay, on your own property, utilizing your own home or your own space, okay? Now, of course, number four, if you want to get around cottage food laws and you don't want to be restricted by it, then just rent a commercial kitchen. But at that point, you're actually transitioning from the idea of a cottage food business from home into a commercially licensed kitchen, where you're going to just simply rent the space, make the product that you're going to make, and ship and sell it, okay? Now, to keep this in mind, if for you to actually, quote unquote, get around these cottage food laws, check with your homeowners association. Be sure that you're not in any way, shape, or form violating any of the bylaws of your homeowner association. Because believe it or not, some homeowner associations will not allow you to do any of this. Even if the city and county says, hey, thumbs up, Damien, you can go ahead and do this. You've got the space. You can go ahead and build out your kitchen. But the homeowner association says, look, you can't actually operate a business from home, at least not in the neighborhood. So these are some things you need to keep in mind, but they are legally ways that you can get around cottage food laws and develop your business and have a business. So that's really quick, short, and sweet, and to the point. There's 4 different ways that you can actually have your food business started and get around it and allow you the opportunity to sell to restaurants, to retail stores, because the type of license that you have will dictate who and where and how much you can sell to when it comes to food businesses. So if you have any questions about this, let us know down below. And if this is your first video for cottage foods laws, let us know. Give a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. We're going to have tons of content to help you get a food business started specifically from home.